Just doing a little last minute checkup on my baler. You farmers out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just like in trapping, we got to make sure our equipment's maintained and ready to go. Guys, I can't believe it. Season 7. It's been a long time coming. Who would ever thought 7 years ago we'd be where we're at today? We feel super, super blessed, and we hope to do it for another 7 years. This week is an exciting show. I got Jen and Payton out on the line. We're chasing big Pennsylvania boar coons. This is trapping time.
Well, look who I got out of bed this morning to go check traps.
Right where I caught my first coyote. Welcome to Trap 101. It just never gets old seeing those dogs bouncing.
This is my story. This is my time. This is trapping time.
Well, as you can see, we got a really big boar coon here, and Jen caught it. She was just making a regular old dirt hole set, and we were worried that last night, it's been really, really cold, and last night it warmed up, I mean, well into the 40s, and we just knew these raccoons were going to be moving, but sometimes you got to get in here and catch these ones. That's probably one of the biggest raccoons
Definitely.
I've seen in a long time, and it's got a really nice fur on it. I mean, it's perfect. We're probably going to skin this one out. There is a slight market for coon, even though the market's kind of dreary right now, but there is a somewhat of a market for it. But one thing nice, he didn't really tear up the set, so this is a good location. What we've got here, we've got this ridge line that runs up through here, and they keep this brush hog right here, mainly for deer hunting and stuff, but it's just a natural travel way for these predators. And this big old boy here, whew, he's wanting to get out, and we're going to help him get out of there. So we're going to get him out of there. We're going to get Jen to get down in here and get in the dirt and get her set remade.
All right, we got that coon out of there. Now, Jen's going in there and she's getting her trap bed back in there. This coon here didn't tear it up too much. One good thing last night, the ground froze a little bit compared to what it had been. It's been thawing out and just not your ideal trapping conditions for sure. But she's got her trap bedded back down in there, and she's going to get it covered back up with some peat moss. I know a lot of guys out there are using waxed dirt, but this peat moss for us is just so much more convenient, and for the way we're trapping it, it does a great job. She's taking some back 40 and putting back in there. Now you see a lot of times when I catch a coyote, I won't put bait back down in the hole, but when I catch a raccoon, I do, because a lot of times they'll steal that bait long before they ever even get caught. So we try to use make sure we put some bait back down in there. Now once Jen gets that put back up, she's going to take some Old South 007. She's going to get her backing made there, and then she's going to take some 007 and put on it, just to give it a little bit of, just a little bit come here factor. We've gotten away from making the really pretty sets. It seems like the sets that you spend a lot of time on, and even your remakes, to make them look all, you know, what I would call seminar pretty, they don't get the effect that a normal, just a set that's thrown back together does. You know, we find a lot of coyote dirt holes and stuff where they've actually been in there and it looks like a grenade went off. There's nothing pretty about them. So I think a lot of times your sets that you can hurry up and get in, of course that's less time you're spending there, always seems to do a lot better than the ones that you spend 20 minutes making. Alright, there's your finished set. We're putting a hurting on the coons today, that's for sure.
From the hills of West Virginia, Smokey's Deer Lures presents the first and only real pre-orbital gland lure in the world. Applying pre-orbital gland lure to a licking branch will allow you to take a complete inventory of the bucks at your favorite hunting spot. Get yours at smokiesdeerlure.com.
Well, you see, trappers are a special breed of people. We're dedicated, committed, and passionate about what we do and who we are. Each and every one of us has an intense desire to be the very best we can. So in the world of skinny jeans, man buns, and pumpkin spice lattes, sometimes you just have to stop, push back, and tell the world, that's not me. Whether you're from the far north or in the deep south, and anywhere in between, Southern Snares can help you succeed at getting the job done and being who you are.
So this year, folks, we went a whole different angle with trapping time. You know, we've always stressed the importance of trapping all over the United States and getting to see a lot of different people. We brought on a couple team members last year, and I tell you what, these guys really stepped it up and are showing us what trappers across America are going to do. This week, Jake Middlebrooks is going to show us his trapping time set of the week.
Okay, we've got us another great coyote here today. He's real dark colored, kind of odd looking. Got a lot of brown and black in him. This was actually a set we put in 2 days ago. This is the third coyote at this location. There's another set right here that's taking 2 coyotes. This was lured up with Robbie's new Tesla, so we're going to get him loaded up, I think, and get back to the truck. And this is the last trap place we're checking today, so the day's over after we get him taken care of. But we're going to get to it. Alright, he's not fighting us very much. That made our job easy. So we're going to take this and give him our shot. Recap our syringe so we don't poke ourselves. And then we're going to kind of maneuver him around, get this trap off of his foot. Take a look at that. We've got a good looking foot. Very minimal damage done to this animal. And then now we're going to get him on the 4-wheeler and get back to the truck. Okay, so we've got this coyote loaded up. Now we're going to remake our set. This was just a dirt hole with a little bit of an offset. We'll wallow our hole back out with this old driver and get our trap rebedded and rebait the set and then get on down the road. Right there's our bait hole. It's like we still have bait down in there. We might add a little bit more just to entice them a little bit more. Get our trap bed dug out. A little bit of antifreeze. It's going to get up to about, I think right at 60 today, but then 2 days from now, we're talking like the coldest night that we've had this winter so far. They're saying a low of 12 degrees, which always makes it fun. Our antifreeze and our dry dirt in there. We'll get this trap reset. All right, get it in there nice and solid. Okay, we've got that trap bedded down solid. We'll use our dry dirt to cover it. Add just a little bit more antifreeze over the top for that cold weather that's coming. Plus we got some precipitation coming in, rain and snow. And then we'll take our existing dirt from this trap bed and we'll blend it right in. Find our trap pan right there. We were using, I believe, blackout here, so that's what we're going to rebait it with. Like I said before, the post office broke my jar, so I've had to borrow a jar, an old jar that I just had laying around. Get that down our dirt hole, push it down in there deep, make them work for it. And since he's left a ton of urine here and all that, we're not going to re-lure this set. We are going to take a little bit more sheep's wool, go in over the top, put it on the tractor. And just add a squirt or two of female coyote urine right there on the backing. And that set's done, and we're ready to get back to the truck and get home.
Duke Traps has the most complete product line of game traps in the world. Check out the full line of body grippers for beaver, raccoon, muskrat, and more. Duke has homeowners covered as well with a full line of standard and heavy-duty live cage traps. Duke has over 30 models of animal control devices that can help you with your trapping needs. Duke now offers the number 550 and larger 650 coil springs, plus their newly developed number 2 dogless for catching coyotes. Get more information at duketraps.com. Duke, America's best trap value.
Hey folks, be sure to check out our all-star lineup for the upcoming season. New for 2018 is the hard-hitting blackout predator bait. If you're looking for a beaver-based bait with some kick, this is it. We're also proud to add to the batting order our line of mouse-based baits. If you're looking for a mice bait so pure it's practically eating cheese in the container, then you will want to try Payton's Pretty Mouse. Maybe you're looking for a bait with some long-range appeal for those cold winter nights, then you've got to try Payton's Dirty Mouse. When you're serious about trapping predators like we are, then be sure to make your next purchase at trappingtimetv.com.
If you can take anything from that segment with Jake Middlebrooks, it's that he knows how to catch coyotes. And I'm sure if you pay attention to his tips, it's definitely going to put more fur in your shed. Now, let's get back to the Pennsylvania raccoon action.
Well, we've been checking our PA landline and been having a little bit of success here on our second day. We've already taken a couple really nice raccoons. We're trapping this ridge. We're focusing on coyotes and cats, but these raccoons moved last night. They couldn't help but get in our traps today, which we were kind of figuring that, and just still fun to be out catching stuff. It's kind of nice doing all the easy work, sitting back watching these girls catch everything. We got a nice little setup here. Payton sat one side, Jen sat the other, which is kind of how we normally do it, and been having a lot of fun, a lot of success doing it this way. We just took a big boar coon out of the trap there a little bit ago, and looky there. Payton's got herself one muddy monster there, and Jen's got one up there. We got us a double. These traps are set about 25 feet apart, but good deal. We're gonna pull the buggy up here, get it up out of the mud, and we'll get back and remake these sets and see what we got.
What we had here was, this is probably one of my favorite places to set. I've taken so many coyotes and cats out of this exact spot. There's an old stump here. That's how I used to identify it. If you remember from a couple seasons ago, Payton and I actually took a coyote out of here, and she actually remade the set for me. But what it is we got going here, we got an old logging road coming out through here, and this is like a three-way intersection. And we always set this because it's just too easy for all these animals to travel right by here. And you always talk about setting on location and playing the wind. Where we're at no farther than 15-20 feet. If you got any type of lure that puts out any kind of smell, you're going to be able to draw them in. So being 100% spot on isn't as important to where we're trapping here in Pennsylvania, especially on these ridge tops. Now what we got here is obviously a big boar coon. Last night it warmed up and these coon were on the move. Now when Jen made this set, she didn't do a whole lot to it. She bedded the trap, basically put a little dirt hole and pulled a little bit of brush up. Now for this remake, she's going to have to get a little more creative because he's kind of got it all destroyed up. We always count on catching a coyote or a cat first, But so what we're going to do, we're going to get this coon out of here, and she's going to have to doctor this up. And basically, we're going to turn it into some sort of cubby set. And there's a lot of old grass and stuff around here we're probably going to gather up. And just something to entice them as they're coming down these old logging roads. Just something that grabs their attention and wants to bring them over. So what do you think of that? That last coon you caught was pretty big, but this one here might give it a run for its money.
This one's pretty big.
Yeah. They never really realized, had Payton and Jen actually checking the fur out of these coons, a lot of guys want to go out and set traps super, super early. You know, here we are in December. It's between Christmas and New Year's, and these coons are primed up. If you want the best for your buck, best bargain, you want to start catching them now, because these babies are furred up. They're not rubbing yet. They haven't been breeding. They haven't been fighting. That's about as pretty a coon hide as you're going to get here in southwestern Pennsylvania, Greene County especially. All right, let's get this coon out of here, and we'll see how creative you can get on remaking this set.
All right, so this coon tore up our pretty little set, so Jen's going to take her Duke 175. She's going to put it back down in the hole. One thing nice about that cookie cutter, the trap bed isn't going anywhere. Get it down in there. All right. So now she's got her trap in there. She's gonna take her peat moss, put it over top of it. She's gonna take her loose gloves. She's gonna brush it back in, trying to fill in all them little voids. All right. So what we did, we took a forked stick that we found, and she's gonna bait it up first. So we're turning this into a cubby set of some sort. It's not a super structured cubby. She's taking a little bit of Webster's Predator Control SK mice meat. We want something loud. We want something for them to come in and work it. And that mice meat, the SK, is loud. Me and Payton all the time talk about how we like the smell of skunk. Jen not so much. She's not a big fan of skunk. Now to add a little bit to it, we're going to take some Old South spotted flattail, and she's just going to dip the end of it in that on that stick there, just to give us another little bit of flavor on there. Now that she's got all that done, she's baited, lured up. She's going to take some of this grass and stuff that she gathered up here, and she's going to cover this set up. Basically building a little bit of a teepee there. Trying to keep it as natural as possible, but trying to keep that opening in there. That way it kind of catches, there you go, kind of catches their eye. That way they may think that a skunked up mouse might have went in there and set up shop. So, but if you more of that garbage and stuff you can get gathered up around there, it cleans the setup, plus it gives them a little bit more direction which way to go.
Duke Traps has the most complete product line of game traps in the world. Check out the full line of body grippers for beaver, raccoon, muskrat, and more. Duke has homeowners covered as well with a full line of standard and heavy-duty live cage traps. Duke has over 30 models of animal control devices that can help you with your trapping needs. Duke now offers the number 550 and larger 650 coil springs, plus their newly developed number 2 dogless for catching coyotes. Get more information at duketraps.com. Duke, America's best trap value.
From the hills of West Virginia, Smokey's Deer Lures presents the first and only real pre-orbital gland lure in the world. Applying pre-orbital gland lure to a licking branch will allow you to take a complete inventory of the bucks at your favorite hunting spot. Get yours at smokiesdeerlure.com.
Now, anybody that's ever followed the show, they know my love for chasing big boar coons, and it's actually what got me started into trapping. You know, I love it that Jen and Payton are out there chasing them and just having as much fun and seeing the excitement on their faces that I used to experience back when I first got started, and even sometimes today. I would love to see the coon market come back to where we're getting $25, $30 raccoons, but I don't know if it's ever going to come back. But the reward that I'm getting watching Jen and Payton catch these things is more than any dollar amount could even put on. Let's get back to the action.
Well, Payton was another big coon catch. Her and Jen actually just doubled in a spot. We just got Jen's remade here. Now, Payton's going to have a little bit different of a remake because where she's at on this road, it's very wet. We tried to find the high spot to
keep our traps from freezing, I was looking at that trap right there. There's a lot of frozen mud in there. We may actually just switch the trap out and throw a new one in, or we might see if we can get that one doctored up. This is trapping. Even though we're not focusing, this isn't what we're focusing on. This is what we're catching. These warm temps get these things moving. We love the turkey hunt. Payton loves the turkey hunt. This is some of the places that we go, and we just saved a bunch of babies, and we're actually on the back of my Uncle George's property, and coons here don't get free passes. They have livestock and chickens and things like that, and these coons can wreak havoc on domestic animals. So are you having fun, Payton?
Yeah. It's just cold.
Is it as fun as catching a coyote?
No.
No. When I got started trapping, actually I didn't start trapping until after your age. I was probably 16, and this is what I was after. So, all right, kiddo, let's get this big thing out of here, and let's see if you got what your mom had to get your set remade. You think you can get it back?
Maybe. It's really muddy.
All right, let's see. Let's give it a shot then.
All right, so Peyton's going to push this right back down in here. One thing nice about the cookie cutter, especially on these remakes, is the trap bed's already there. Now that trap's back in just as solid as it was when we put it in the first time. Now what she's done here on the back is, get that covered up with some peat moss, Pete. What she did here on the back is she grabbed her a log, because we the natural backing we had there originally, well, it's gone though. So we had to come in here and make something a little bit different. So what she ended up doing was she found this nice little stick, and we took a clump of grass and piled up behind it. Now she's going to take some of Smokey's coyote bait, and she's going to push down in her dirt hole. We found her dirt hole, and like we always say with these coons, we always want to try and put some bait back in there because they're curious. A lot of times they'll steal your bait long before they ever get caught. Fortunately, we caught him, but we're going to push that bait all the way to the bottom of the hole. Alright. Now she's got it taken care of. Now, we're going to use one of Peyton's favorite lures, and that's Intruder by Trapping Time. It's a thick lure, and it's got kind of a castery smell to it. Take that little stick there, Pate, right there beside your peat moss thing. Now get you a big gob on there.
This?
Yep. Now take and lay it right there in that grass. I don't even care where you put it, just right there. Yep, that's fine. Alright, so now as Pate's sitting here, that's kind of how this coon or coyote or bobcat even is going to come into this set. Now if you look over her shoulder there, we've got a logging road that leads all the way out to another hayfield, which we've caught coyotes in before, but right now it's kind of muddy, and getting out there is kind of a pain, so we figure we'll just wait them out a little bit. They're going to eventually travel this road. But if you look to her right, we've got a two-way track that runs to another hayfield. So if you're kind of looking, see why we're doing this. We're in the timber, but we're focused on these animals using these fields because this is the easiest way for them to travel. And just like us, we're not trapping that hayfield out here because the road's so bad getting into it, and we don't want to tear these roads up any more than we already have. So we're just going to give them a little bit of time. They're lazy just like us. They're going to take the easiest route, so we're just going to wait them out. And I kind of look forward because I think this set's going to hit. What do you think, Pate?
Yeah, hopefully.
You want to catch another coon, or you want to catch a coyote?
Coyote.
Coyote. She gets that from her dad. All right, kiddo. Let's get your stuff picked up and head on down the road. Well, folks, I really hope you enjoyed this week's show. You know, anytime Jen and Peyton are out on the line with me, it's definitely going to be a blast. Be sure to join us next week. We're joining up with team member Jake Middlebrooks, and he's going to be chasing coyotes in his home state. Like we always say, we're keeping the tradition alive here at Trapline Time.